Well, it's been quite a tricky time. Ex- the day my mum died was the day the Froglet Diaries, where there was an article in the Daily Mail in England, and it's been interesting. It's actually been quite riveting on how people perceive me all over the world from the Froglet Diaries. You can tell the difference between somebody who just catches the first couple of diaries when I'm really at my lowest and worst and not knowing the full story. You get some comments saying, "Oh, you pathetic woman," or "Get over it," or "You're a marriage breaker," and whatever. And some things have been reported wrong, like the Frog Prince's partner had a daughter, but she wasn't a young child, it was a 23-year-old daughter by someone else. So it's kind of like not exactly quite right. I think you have to look at the journey of the diaries to actually get the story accurate and to see, in fact, that I'm not a relationship wrecker at all. I didn't know about the relationship, and when I did, I totally respected the other person and withdrew. However, I think if you just look at, like I say, the first few diaries, you don't get, it just seems like a 53-year-old attention seeker trying to get attention, but it's really not. This is a journey. It's not about where the journey began, it's about where the journey may finish up. And goodness knows, nobody would have thought that there would be 40,000 views. I mean, who would have typed in the Froglet Diaries, for goodness sakes? It wasn't about publicity. We're both singers. But, in 2000, I did a lot of TV work, had recorded a record, and my accident actually destroyed an awful lot of hard graft over a 25-year period. I'm not looking my best again at the moment because my mum's died Saturday. It's now Wednesday. I went to the mortuary today to see my mum with my dad, and I think my dad needed me there. My sister didn't want to go and look at our mum in that state, and neither did my own daughter. But having had my own children die, to me, dead or alive, that's still my loved one. And horrific as death is, it is a journey in its own right, and we have to accept that there is a cycle of life. It begins, it goes on for however long it's supposed to go on, and then it ends. Some of us believe that life is then recreated in another form. Some of us believe there is nothing after that point. I'd like to think that my mother has been met by my children wherever they are, and they're all together. And the interesting thing my dad said about my mum passing, which I didn't actually see, was on the moment just before my mum died, somebody who'd been unconscious and on life support all day opened her eyes, looked round, and then quietly died. And the Froglet Diaries, I want them not just to be about the Frog Prince and Froglet. I wanted them to be about coping skills, about how I cope, how I progress. And having had an awful lot of grief over my own children, losing my own children, and my health and my career that I work so hard for, I don't want this to be a tale of desperation, desolation, misery, and just crying, as it's tended to be a little bit reported like that. I am a 53-year-old woman who hit the depths. I crashed, but it wasn't just about a man. It was about a long time of not being true to myself. And to be human is to be real. It takes courage to be real in a world full of fakes, full of harshness, full of cruelty. It takes courage, and I do believe I am courageous, if nothing else. I might be naive. I might have not realised the effect that the Froglet Diaries would have on anybody, or even the perception of me that people might have. But I can tell you something, I'm not a 53-year-old pathetic wreck who has no respect for herself. I have a lot of respect for myself, and I also have respect for other people. And I would hope that you would look through the diaries and watch this journey and the continuation of this journey. And if there is some message or some inspiration or moving you in your own heart and soul by watching my struggle, then great. And, you don't have to agree with me. This might not have been everybody's way of dealing with something. I can honestly say it's never been mine before. But you know what? I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not afraid of looking real, haggard, upset, because I know I can also look pretty, well-groomed, happy, and that will come more and more the more I deal with. I'm upset at losing my mum. And you may wonder, well, why aren't you upset? The Froglet Diaries have given me so much support and skills to cope, and skills that I probably had before and didn't realise it, or that I used before and just couldn't use on that particular moment. But I don't want you to think it's all about weeping into your hanky over a bloke. It's not. It's really not. And I hope you will enjoy the Froglet Diaries, and thank you so much all over the world for such inspiring messages, supportive messages, and even thank you for the comments that aren't so supportive, because we have to keep looking at ourselves. We have to have people criticise us, but I just hope the constructive criticism outweighs the the spiteful criticism, because people aren't watching the diaries and they're not getting the full reasoning or meaning behind them. I'm really, really so amazed that we are all here on this journey together, all of you out there and me. The Frog Prince and I have been in the recording studio getting our duo up and running again, and we certainly don't need to be publicity seekers, because we're able to work and in a very good position where we do have gift of voices, and we are, with the grace of those who direct your lives as well as yourself, we keep believing that we're going to make it under our own steam. We don't need publicity to make it. We need to work hard. We need to keep believing in ourselves. But sometimes vehicles like this take you places you don't expect, and you should just get on for the ride and see it through. And that's what I hope I will be doing. And I hope you'll stay with me now that you've taken a peek. And I hope that if give me some questions, give me some comments, and if I can help you in any way as well as myself, I would love to try. And thank you, and take no notice, because I have been crying today for my mum, and my dad and I, like I say, are planning my mum's funeral with my sister, and those times again are tough. But I'm a survivor, and put my makeup on tomorrow, face a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. Little by little the bird builds its nest. Keep that mantra. Little by little the bird builds its nest. We'll all get there in the end. Just got to keep believing it.